And good evening to anyone who may be hanging out in chat. I don't see anyone piping in saying hello quite yet, but if you're there just lurking, hi, how's it going? And good evening, Meep Meep. And as anyone who's listening may actually know, tonight, as always, is an AMA. So if you guys have any questions you want to send Scott's way, definitely go ahead and start getting them down and we'll get them asked and answered. And two brain cells, how you doing tonight? And two brain cells, yeah, that definitely is a craps reference. And Samir, how's it going tonight? And two brain cells, I'm doing fantastic. And thank you, two brain cells. And again, if you guys have questions that you want to start throwing our way to ask Scott, go ahead and you are more than welcome to get them in, and I will get them taken down and we'll get them answered. And Microman, how you doing tonight?
one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome to the dark side of the podcast live. Thank you. And if you were hearing some echo from Belle, it's because as a show producer, her number one job before we go live is to tell me to turn off B2. She did not tell me to turn off B2, so you got to hear an echoing Belle. And again, here you go. We'll give a round of applause for Belle for missing the one thing that she always gets right. Thank you, Belle. The podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity. Leaving emotion at the door and talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are not. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I am your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. And joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. How are we doing tonight, Belle B2?
Again, I'm having an absolutely fantastic night. How are you doing tonight, Scott?
You know, I am blooming. I am just blooming. We have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. Status quo is no longer acceptable, and it's time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto, and welcome to the podcast for the third round of applause tonight. No, you know what? I think I just broke my button, Belle. This is the kind of day that we're having already. I think my Stream Deck just died. There we go. Now it's all caught up. Okay, I think we're having a little bit of computer lag issue, guys. But you know what? We're going to soldier through this. Don't you guys worry about it as soon as it clears out because that is bad. There we go. We got it. All right, guys. So even though we are off to an inauspicious start because apparently I need to upgrade my system, we have entirely too many things, too many windows, too many everything happening on a single desktop, and this thing's got some stroke, but apparently not enough because as we continue to add more and more stuff onto the program, and more windows and more guests and more everything and keep wrapping this audio 19 different ways, it's hitching the computer. So I'll tell you what, anybody who wants to sponsor the podcast, I need about $2,500. You can go ahead and tip us, and we're ready to accept that. So it's been an interesting couple of days. Don't know if you've noticed, but it really got me thinking. One thing that we never discuss it here. We never talk about it, Belle. We kind of keep this to ourselves. We don't tell people how to spend their money, man. We've never done it. Our entire program, the podcast, the dark side of the podcasts, exists to show you how we are spending our money, not how you should spend yours, man. It's not financial advice. I don't make recommendations. I don't do price predictions. I don't do any of that because I don't know your situation. I don't know all the nuance and intricacies, your risk tolerance, how much capital you actually have, there's just too much information I don't have for me to come on here and say, yes, you should buy Juno at 18. I would never do that because I don't know your situation. But it really got me thinking about a lot of the stuff that we get. A lot of our more vicious attacks come from maximalists tokens. These are people that go out there, they own a single token, just one. Now, they are all the way fans of it. They are in the cult. They will not tolerate a witch. They will burn us at the stake if we dare to speak ill of it. But that's okay because it's their money and it's their business. But I do have a question for them, and I'm real curious here. If this isn't, I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just asking the question. How do you live like this? And allow me to illustrate. So over the last couple days, Bitcoin, India, they're taxing it. Bitcoin went down, and it took virtually everything with it. So my question for the maximalists, the people who hold one token, diamond hands, never going to sell, we believe, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. How do you continue to perform? How do you continue to do what you do, knowing that your money is sound asleep? And that every time Bitcoin takes a little bit of a wobble, your balance goes down, down, down. And the only thing that is going to recover that balance is effectively a Bitcoin recovery because your tokens are pegged to Bitcoin. We could show this 1,000 different ways. But overall, 90%, 95% of the tokens, the entire market is pegged to Bitcoin. So when it goes down, what you're holding goes down with it. It is worth less now than it was. Now, I understand it's going to recover. Everything recovers, right? As soon as we say it always recovers. There is no empirical data stating that it will recover. We have no damn idea. Now, YouTube is 100% just littered with people who will tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that it will come back. They won't tell you when. They'll give you a rough idea inside of 6 months. You know how easy it is to make that prediction? Watch, I'll do it right now, and I never do price predictions. Bitcoin will be $55,000 in 6 months. You can bet on that. Just go ahead. Invest based on that knowledge. Doesn't matter if I'm right. 6 months from now, nobody's even going to remember that I said it. But people will make these predictions every single day, every day. And there are your maximalists, your people that base their entire life, their entire investment, their future based on that. People who have no vested interest in it, who make more money on YouTube than they do in crypto. So I have to ask again, and I would love, if you're one of these people, man, I'm not judging. I just want to know your thought process so I can get in your head a little bit. Today, you woke up with less money than you did when you went to bed, period. And if you are not putting that money to work, if you are not staking it, if you are not in an LP with it somewhere, if the money is just sitting there idle in your central exchange wallet, you have less of it today. And with the way it's looking right now, you probably have less of it tomorrow. So if your money is doing absolutely nothing for you, you should be just terrified of days like this, just 100% flat. And I'm asking you again, how do you do crypto like this? Where is your mindset that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that whatever you're holding will moon someday? There is never any specific put onto it. You just know it will. So I'm asking you to help me on this case, because if I have any money sitting idle anywhere, that's what gives me the cold sweats. Because my money is vulnerable right now, 100% vulnerable. It's vulnerable to the whims of the market. I do not want, in crypto, I don't want my money to be vulnerable to the whims of the market. All right, I put my money to work. Every single cent that I have is in something, and it is gaining an APR. Every single bit of it, all of it. So what are you doing right that I'm doing wrong? And help me understand the thought process that gets you there, because our channel is dedicated to effectively education. All right, Allegory of the Cave, philosophical, fundamental trading, education. And I am just not reaching you. So if you could help me get inside your head, maybe there's something that I could do that will reach you, help you, show you into the light. I want you guys to be real clear here. We make nothing on YouTube, all right? It's not worth the time that we put into it. It's not even close. We make money in crypto. This is where I make my money, where Belle makes her money, where Emery makes his money. All right, we make money in crypto. We do YouTube to tell you guys about it, and that's about it. So ours is pure outreach. That's all it is, outreach education. We're not asking you to buy our book, all right? We're not doing any of that stuff. If you happen to join as a channel member, you're supporting the channel, and we thank you for it, because we don't get a lot of views. So if I spend an hour and a half making a video, and that video gets $1.80 in advertising revenue, I'm making, 90 cents, if that, an hour. All right, it's not worth the time, but we continue to do it, and we continue to go back into the cave, because that's where the journey is. So on days like this, and trust me, guys, this is segueing into something, all right? Because I do the absolute worst thing you can do in crypto. It's for anybody who knows what the don't come line is, I'm going to tell you exactly what I do, precisely what I do. And it is, it's not a nice thing. There's nothing wrong with it, all right? I'm not doing anything that everybody else can't do. Nothing, all right? The tools are available. But again, if you're one of these maximalist people, these tools are just, they might as well be in a whole nother galaxy, because you're not utilizing them. You're not taking advantage of all the tools that are built to help you weather situations like we've just been experiencing over the last few days. These tools are put in to help you weather these 4.5 month bear cycle that we've been in. And I don't care who you are. This is a bearish market, and it will continue to be bearish. So you need to weather this. and riding a token down from 6 cents to 2.5 and feeling good about it and feeling righteous about it. That is not smart crypto, in my opinion. It's not even close. When you consider all of the tools that are available to you to weather this, to not only survive, but thrive during the bear market. Because if you can thrive during a bear market, guys, guess what? You won crypto. It's just a matter of time, but you won crypto. We say very often here, put time on your side. All right, staking, APRs, LPs, reinvesting, APRs to APYs. These are the things that put time on your side. All we do is talk about them. And I get it, man. It's a boring message now because we've made crypto boring, but we've also made it profitable. So I am more than happy to give up the big, huge win if I can win a little bit every day. And that's what we try to do here, and that's what we try to show people here. That is all we do. So, yeah, we made crypto boring, but we made it profitable. And I'm not going to fall back to anecdotal anything. I just show you my wallet. That's it. I show you my money. And if you guys have watched my videos, you know I open this thing up constantly. I show you the trades I'm making. I give you context on why I'm making them. I think we're putting up very sound arguments here, but we continue to still get beat up on this, Belle. Most of her time as producer is just going through reading comments and taking out the truly morbid ones so it doesn't break my spirit. Don't worry about it, Belle. I'm fine with them. All right, I can defend my position, and I think it's kind of funny. So you guys asked me a lot of questions during our journeys together, so I'm going to ask you one. What keeps you in a single token that you could be down 50, 60, and 70%, and you still absolutely believe right down to your core that this is the right path for you? I just want to know what's in your head so I can maybe arrange my message a little bit better to try to reach you. I guess that's all that I'm going for on this one. So that just about wraps up the monologue, Belle. We got any questions, comments, or concerns? Or are we going to go over here? Or are we going to talk about the don't come strategy?
We do have a couple of questions, actually. Petrosayer comes in first. I'm curious how the distribution of Osmos rewards are done, and which ratio, for example, half stay in pools of Osmo and half in Rowan USDC, or staking Rowan. I put them in the biggest 24-hour. Yeah. That was the question. I'm assuming
that you're talking
chain.
Yeah. So all right. So there's a couple different ones here. Now, Sif chain, you don't really have an option. All right. Sif chain is what it is. So the way the pools are laid out, that's what you get. All right. So, however, 1 second here, guys, let it come up. I've been using the XDeFi wallet a lot more, so it's kind of been jamming up, but my money is still sitting here on Terra Station. So if you're jumping at a pool over here on Sif Chain, which is sifchain-dex.forble, there is no real variance here, right, guys? You get it as it's listed. Now, this is only going to last until the 18th. Come the 18th, a whole new rewards model is going to be coming in. So I'm done talking about this one because in 6 days it changes completely. So, but if you were to answer the question right now, you get whatever's listed. Now, I assume, based on that question, that you're talking about that you're talking about the osmosis pools. So we've covered this pretty extensively, but I think if you're asking this question, you're new to the channel, and if you are, you get a round of applause. Thank you for joining us. So let's just take pool 560, for example. It's one of my all-time favorite pools, and I absolutely love it. So the Osmo reward distribution. So you can see right here that all of mine is staked right here at 14 days. I stake it at I LP it at 14 days so that I can get the superfluid staking, which is an additional 15%. Now, how this is distributed when I'm at this 14 days is once I put it in and I add a buck and I say I'm going to bond it at 14 days, it will stay there indefinitely until I remove it. Now, for this example, if I wanted to start unbonding this right now, I click unbond all. I'm not gonna, but I click unbond all, and it's going to take 14 days to get it from here back to liquid. Now, on day 13, that's the reward percentage I'm getting, which is 57.64%. I will collect that reward from day 13 to day 7. Once we go past day 7, I'm now collecting this right here, 36.02, from day 6 down to the final day. And for the last 24 hours, I'm collecting this, which is nothing. So for the final 24 hours, you collect no APR. But if you put it in 14 days and you leave it there, you will collect this, and you will collect the additional 15%. You'll collect both of those things, and you will collect it indefinitely as long as you leave it in there. As soon as you break it down, you unbond it, you're collecting this, and once you go from 6 to 1, you're collecting this, and on the final day, you collect nothing. I think that was what they were asking. Did I ballpark it here, Bill?
You did. You
Okay.
did ballpark
Well,
it.
carry on then.
All right, Microman coming in with the next question, and this one's a good one.
Okay.
Most people don't invest in crypto. Given that our blockchain games like Deviant's Faction, solid prospects, or speculative investments, can they stand with mainstream games, or are they curiosities?
And that's an excellent question. I've long thought about that. So, look, man, there's a reason that I'm not heavily invested around NFTs, and I'm not heavily invested around blockchain games, with the exception of one. I'll show you. But the reason that I don't really get into those is because, for precisely that reason, is that they don't appeal to the entire planet. Now, that's not to say that you can't build one that is just so flippin' cool that it ends up on Steam and people download it and it gets them interested in crypto because they want the NFTs and they want to keep them. Not to say that that's not happening. I just haven't seen it or experienced it at the volume, at a large enough volume and sustainability that I would start putting my money into it. Now, Apollo's doing something really cool, and I'll show you guys that here in just a little bit because they are doing something really, really cool. But no, I understand your question. And again, the only issue that I'm going to have with that one is that it doesn't appeal. The game itself would appeal to the entire planet, anybody who plays games. But the mechanics, the underlying, the blockchain nature, the NFT nature of it might not appeal to everybody, and it could turn some people away. I mean, it's not as broad as, say, Minecraft. So when we see it, it's up and coming, and in 5 years, the entire landscape might change. But for right now, again, pragmatist. So I'm gonna. There's one that I'm getting into, and I will show it to you. But yeah, aside from that, I think the market is a little bit more limited for some of these blockchain games. Bell, please carry on.
Leanson, of what you have seen from Hydro, what is something that has you interested in the project?
Getting into it very early. I want you to look close here. Getting into it very early. And if you want to know anything else, hit me up offline, Scott at ThePodocasts.com. Bell, please take it away.
SC Wealthy, what do you think about the UST Osmo APR decreasing?
Well, it's you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till the third inning hits in June. Of course it's going to decrease. All right, these are as these pools continue to fill and they get more and more value. For example, let's take a look at this one right here. You got $300 million of liquidity sitting right in there between UST and Osmo. How much more incentive do they really need to provide to get people to push into this pool? This pool alone has a greater value than 90% of the crypto tokens that are in existence today. Something hits 35 million. We celebrate it as just this, this incredible victory. Look what we did. This pool has $300 million in it. So, no, I certainly understand why these things are decreasing. I am in them for two reasons. And we discussed this at length. I want to make sure I get the message real clear. I'm in these for two reasons. One, because I will always, or three reasons. Because if I can ever pair with a stable token like UST, this one right here, if I can ever pair with a stable token, I'm going to pair with a stable token, all right? That half my risk goes away immediately. I like osmosis. I like what they're doing. I like to invest in use case tokens, particularly ones that continue to onboard more and more L1s, generating more transactions. So there's two real big wickets for me. And the third one, I like that it pays out in Osmo. I like that it pays out on the Epoch, and I'm okay with all of these things. So that's why I am in that particular pool. So I am willing to eat this APR down to about 60% total before I start looking for greener pasture. So we're still at 87% with the superfluid. So I still got some wiggle room. But when you look at some of the other big pools, look at pool one. All right, $437 million locked in there, 52%. Pool 560, that's mine. That's my big one. Luna and Osmo, 116 million, 67%. It's like they had to turn on the superfluid staking to keep people really, really interested in these things, man, because, yeah, those APRs went down. Whereas if you come over and take a look at, like, Rowan Osmo, 148% out the gate. That is just like printing money. So I understand why they're decreasing, and I am okay with it. I am more than willing to continue to eat it and get a lower return for the stability of the pool. Now, right now, I know, look, everything crashed. Look, guys, it was a lateral crash, all right? It was pretty much across the board. So the buying power of my tokens hasn't changed, because anything I could cash these out right now and buy something else in the crypto world, and I'm still going to get the same value for it, because, again, it was a lateral crash. You got to think about buying power, not dollar power, when you're dealing with crypto, particularly in the DeFi. Bell, please carry on.
All right. SC Wealthy again asking thirdening. I believe he's looking for an explanation for what you mean there.
Yeah, they're cutting the Osmo rewards. The third it should be happening in June. It's going to happen twice this year, I believe. And, yeah, they're going to be cutting those Osmo rewards by a third. It is right in the name. So you get to decide at that point, is this still for me, I guess. When there is nothing else, you're going to deal with it. You are just going to eat it because there's nowhere else to go. Now, this is crypto. This is the DeFi, and there is always somewhere else to go. So when these events start happening and piling on, you're going to have to make the decision for yourself, man. Do I stick around here or do I move on? Don't do what I do, all right? Because with this here, what we're doing in this particular YouTube wallet that maybe has spread all around, maybe 22 grand in it, I am a 100% wild man, all right? I will take all the risk in the world because I don't care. All right, if it works out, great. I'm the smartest man on the planet. And if it doesn't, then I'm a cautionary tale and I can make videos out of it. All right, so there's no real downside for me on this one. But for you, if this is all your money and you are vested in, and this is it, this is all I have and I'm not putting in anymore, I dare say that your risk tolerance is going to be a lot lower than mine is. All right, because I'm more than happy to push on. But if you've been profitable here and you continue to be profitable here and you like the tokens, you're comfortable with the environment, it all works for you. If you're just getting a little bit less, think about it being offset with the stability of the tokens and the growth of the network. So there's always going to be something that comes along with it. So they're not just going to arbitrarily say, that's it, we're paying you a third less and you get no benefit. Because if you didn't, you'd be gone. We will talk about that a lot more as we get a lot closer to it. We're not going to do it right now. Bell, please carry on.
All right, two brain cells chiming in. I like that term lateral crash, which is well said.
Well, I mean, it is. I understand. We work with several people. Emery, me, and Bell, we kind of have a thing going. And we work with a lot of people. And they absolutely just lose their minds on down days. Look, if it's Bitcoin that's causing the crash, it is lateral and across the board, 100% across the board. It's not exactly even. Some might go down 18, some might go down 21. But generally, it is a lateral crash. Now, if I decided at this moment, right now, because everyone's losing their mind, Osmo $6.17 down from $8.50. If I was to sell this right now and get the value out of it, because we're down about 20%, 25% on Osmo, and I was going to use that Osmo to say buy AMP. AMP is down 25%. It is the same purchasing power with this token regardless of where it is. The only place that we have is that when we peg it to $1. But when you peg these to other tokens, it's still about buying power, purchasing power. They all crashed effectively the same amount. So yeah, I mean, it's not even a crash. It's a correction. All right, I'm not cashing out. If you're not cashing out this moment, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it's worth in a dollar amount. It matters what it is worth compared to other tokens that you might trade for, that you might get into. And really, on days like this, man, it's effectively no change. My Osmo rewards are identical. The same amount I get, well, I mean, I roll them in, but I get the same amount of Osmo rewards. All right, it's not. It might be when it's pegged to the dollar that it's worth. It's worth less. But when I peg those Osmo rewards to say I wanted to buy Secret, I wanted to swap the Osmo for Secret. It's a lateral swap. Secret crashed the same amount, so nothing really changed for me. Nothing. Bitcoin will maybe recover, it maybe won't. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me, doesn't affect my strategy even one little bit. So you have got to start thinking of that and pegging it to the dollar. If you want the dollar so bad, why are you in crypto? Why are you shoving your dollars into crypto and saying, now I want dollars? Why are you doing that? It doesn't make sense to me. All right. Now, again, there is a way that you can weather all of this. I'm going to show you here shortly. After we're done with the questions, I'll show you what I do. It's a jag-off move, man, but I'm more than happy and allowed to do it. So, yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm clear on this one, guys. I don't think of these as dollars. I think of them as tokens. They become dollars as soon as I cash them out. So, depending on where the market is and conditions and all that, I may or may not. I might hold on to them for a little bit longer because I'm waiting for something. But right now, I only judge these versus other tokens. So, my wealth hasn't changed a bit. Belle, please carry on.
All right, Bella Girl, and I promise you this is not coming from me.
Okay.
No. Bella Girl, you mentioned Stargaze isn't a bad investment now because of the LP superfluid, but any idea why it's tanked dramatically?
Are we talking about very specifically the token stars? Because a lot went on with this one. All right, there's a lot that went on with this one. We jumped out early March. I jumped out of that pool. We made videos on this up and down. We said, look, man, you got to get out. There's big airdrops coming. People are already well vested in the airdrops. And when they get them, with that token sitting at about 75 or 80 cents, they're going to sell them. And they sure enough did. So if you guys want to see a cautionary tale of falling in love with a token and believing that the sky's the limit and nothing will ever change, let me show you a cautionary tale of this thing over the last 90 days. So right about here was when most of us were getting out, mid-February to the top of March. This is when most of us bailed. All right, we got out. And this is what it did because it had to. By nature, by design, with the amount of influx of tokens, it had to. So we were real clear on this one. Get out. Get out. You can go back. Our videos are time and date stamped, and you can go back and see that we said get out. I never tell people how to spend their money, with the exception of conditions like this. When they are all lining up, there was no path that I saw that would make that thing go up after that airdrop. It's like, it ain't going to happen. And there we go. So there's a cautionary tale. Now, this is the cautionary tale particular. Why don't I actually show you this? I just realized I was talking on that this whole time. Thanks, Belle, for letting me know not to go to third screen. This is the cautionary tale that we're talking about. This is February when a lot of us started jumping, and that is March when the rest of us jumped. And the airdrop happened, and down we go. So, yeah, this was absolutely going to happen. It was so telegraphed. So I, like most of us, all jumped out. And after that, we had to wait for them to try to sweeten this pot a little bit. Now, Osmosis absolutely did. They came over to the stars pool. They bumped. We were getting a really good AP on this one. I don't care what you say, 94% if you're doing superfluid staking is an incredible ROI, particularly on a token that is at or near the bottom. So they sweetened it here, and they also sweetened it with right here with that 30 million bonus stars that are going to be paid out over the next 6.5 months. So they are doing everything they can to get you back into that pool. They love that pool. Get back into that pool. You got to do it, got to do it, got to do it. And, I did a little bit. I was pushing reward dollars over there. I don't have a lot. What do I got? $500, something like that. I don't have a great deal over there, but it's all up for me because all I use is my bonus Osmo for this stuff. So I don't really care what it does. It's irrelevant. It's all up for me. So, yeah, I hope that answered the question. I'm not sure. I know I drifted on that one, guys. I want to make sure that I gave you the appropriate time. So, Belle, please carry on.
Microman, what are the prospects for Osmo swap fees making up for the decline in rewards, or is that crystal ball territory?
Yeah, you're starting to get into some of the deeper stuff. Like one of the problems with Osmo that it's had, and I honestly, look, I've talked about it with Emery months and months ago. When we had Eric on the show, we talked about it a little bit too. This is a fantastic, the whole thing is just an absolutely fantastic setup. Look at all these L1s that they managed to come over and make in a single ecosystem. It's beautiful. The problem is that they are not capturing the value. That is the problem. Let me illustrate. I have $1.76 worth of stars right there. So let's swap our stars for Osmo, and we'll do all of it. We'll do the whole max, the whole $1.76, which I get for free, by the way. That's part of that 30 million bonus stars, and we're gonna swap it. You see that fee right there? You see how much that costs? Nothing. So right now I am burning computing power. This transaction is being executed. It is costing money right now for them to do exactly what we just did. All right. So you see how I have Osmo now? It costs nothing. So this DEX, this great system that they've put together, captured zero value from that transaction. None. They didn't even get a hold of the LPs because it's my LP that I just leveraged to do what I did. So I'm not sure what they do here. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not do it? I thought I had it up. Thanks, Bell. Did I just swap that whole thing with just me talking? I didn't show you guys. Damn it. You know what? Whole rest of the show, we're third screen. Yeah, there. When I made the swap, which I just swapped stars for Osmo, guys, all right, the fee was zero, cost nothing. It cost absolutely nothing to do it. That means Osmosis captured no value from that transaction, none. So I have a third screen. Neil, leave me alone. I just didn't have it up. Belle didn't remind me again. She's out of it tonight, and I know why. I'm not going to tell you, though. Yeah, they captured no value from it. So action occurred, transactions occurred, and there was no value captured from this. That means somebody had to pay for it, and it wasn't me. So until I don't know. They did turn on the gas fees. They're still it's still not terribly expensive, but yeah, I could say honestly that I am concerned about the lack of a value capture here. So I hope that answered the question. Belle, please carry on.
All right, Bella Girl again. It's an NFT market, so it looks like the coin is doing something valuable, but would you take your investment out and move it over to something else worth staying in because of the high APR for the LP?
No. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this one the way it is, mainly because the token is, in my opinion, at or near the bottom. And the upside is better than the downside. I see more upside on this one than downside. And for that, I'm willing to take the risk. And I'm comfortable with my money right here. I'm not telling you what to do with yours. Belle, please carry on.
And Leanson hit us with a $10 super chat saying, keep doing the great job, team.
Except for the little third screen issues. Yes, I am apologizing. All right, guys. We're going to go visit something. Again, there's no good way to do a video on this. We're going to stay in third screen for this whole thing. I want to make sure that I don't screw it up again. I apologize. I'm a little bit rusty. It's been a long day. So the don't come strategy. Now, you cannot do the don't come strategy. You can, but it's not particularly profitable to do it here on Osmo. So it's what day traders do. It's kind of what we all do, but it is very, very much available for you to do over here, over in the DeFi. It is absolutely possible for you to do. You cannot do it directly, not the same way on Osmosis, because Osmo, anything that you're in, whether it be an LP, whether it be a stake, anything up here over on Kepler, you know that you cannot unbond these right away, all right? There is undelegating time. So you're going to be waiting 14, 21, 28 days for some of these. All right. That money ain't coming right away. So you cannot make very quick moves with it. You just can't. You can't pull out of these pools. The minimum pool you can get in if you want to collect a percentage for any of these is going to be a minimum of a day. All right. Crypto moves fast. Crypto moves very, very fast. And when you needed to make a move and you need 24 hours to do it, the moment is past. All right, guys, you already missed it. So if you've been following the channel for any length of time, you know that I'm pushing out into Terra. So my balance right here, which I always like to show off so much, it has been going down and down because I've been unbonding and pulling money out because I've been sending it over to Terra Network. I'm a big fan of Terra. I really am. And the funny thing about it is that Terra is so much easier to manipulate. So much easier to manipulate than Osmosis, that we basically, when we went from what we were doing to Cosmos, we basically jumped a step. We didn't go from A to B to C. We went from A to D because most of these networks are much easier to manipulate than Osmo. Now, everybody here is comfortable with it. We've been doing it. We make 15, 30 trades a day. It's not a big deal. We do this. But this isn't for everybody, and it can be a little bit intimidating. So we skipped over Terra completely. We just bypassed it. So in the interest of keeping the channel nice and rounded, we've been going back over here. Now, here's what you can do over here, over on Terra, that you just cannot do in Osmosis, and I thought it'd be fun to illustrate it. So we're going to go to Apollo. This is where quite a bit, again, guys, this is the YouTube wallet. This isn't my wallet. I have a lot more over here, but for here, this is what you can do here that you cannot do on Osmosis. You simply cannot, all right? It doesn't work. So everything over here is going to be connected up with your TerraStation wallet. If nobody's ever visited it, app.apollo.farm, and boom, here you are. You're going to connect with whichever wallet you happen to be using, whether it be TerraStation or XDeFi, both work here. All my money's stuck on the TerraStation, so I have to enjoy this one. So let's take a pool in particular, and we're going to call it XDeFi. I happen to like the pool. I think the pool is fantastic. I think the product is really good. That's the XDeFi wallet right here. So if you don't have that, it's free. Put it on. But I like to invest in products, all right? XDeFi wallet is, in fact, a product. I like to get behind products. I'm in enough DEXs, all right? I own enough DEX tokens up. I'm good. So I'm looking a lot more actively and aggressively for products. XDeFi is a product, so I'm calling it good. But I came over here and I jumped in this pool. Now you're seeing that it's collecting 234.39% APY, all right? This is an APY, not an APR. This is why. So if you go to jump in this particular pool, I'm not advocating it. I'm just showing you, and I'm going to show you why. So you hit that little button, and this is the entire breakdown of where this number comes from. All right, so you're collecting a 49.18% of your total investment is coming to you in the form of Apollo. The APY, not the APR, but the APY for what you put in there is going to be 185%. So you couple that 185% with the 49.18% you get in Apollo, and it gives you a grand total of 234.39. So this is an auto compounding LP. So as you gain money in this, because you have an APR versus your original stake, that money gets automatically rolled into the LP. All right. It's a fire and forget. You don't have to claim rewards. You don't have to do any of that stuff. It's a fire and forget, with the exception of this one right over here. If you come over to the rewards page, now this is the Apollo. So remember we were breaking that down. You saw 49.49% Apollo. 49.49% of what you're getting paid out is paid out right over here in liquid Apollo. So you just have to come over here, hit the claim button, and that money is going to go straight into your TerraStation wallet, and it's going to show up right down there. So you see the Apollo? That's where the money shows up. Now, it's liquid. You can do whatever you want with it. If you want to swap it for UST, you can come over here to swap. You can swap the Apollo for the UST, as you see right there. And if I hit the button right now, I'm going to get $2.18 for it. Yay for me. So these are the vaults that we're getting into. Now, here's the cool thing. I wasn't going to, but I'll do it now. So say I want to pull out of this vault right here. This is why the don't come strategy will work over here in Apollo. This is high APRs. These are good products. This is paired with a stable coin. Guys, this is so many wickets for me. It's just unbelievable. So if I want to withdraw that money, let me show you so that we're all on the same page here. So if I come over here to my TerraStation wallet, you see I got 20 bucks sitting in there idle right now. I'm going to take out the $36.90 that I have here. I can do it because I don't care. It doesn't matter. We're going to withdraw it. We're going to withdraw it purely as UST. So we're going to do the max. And if I hit the button, you'll see that I should have approximately $56 over in my TerraStation wallet once I do it. So I'm going to hit it. We're taking this out. We're doing it right now. I'm going to post. This is happening on another screen, by the way. You have to approve it through your TerraStation wallet. You guys don't need to see that. And there we go. It's done. So I've pulled out of that pool completely. All right. It cost me 17 cents to do it. That's the fee. It shows up over on the other thing. So when I open up my TerraStation wallet right here, you see that I got $56, almost like I said. So we nailed it here because I had to take out some change for the transaction fee. So I got $56 here. Now, here is this is where the don't come strategy gets into effect. All right, guys, look, I have tens and 20s and 30s of thousands of dollars in these pools over in my actual wallet, right? This is fun money. This is video money. It doesn't really matter. But when things get shaky, like they've been for the last few days, when you're coming over here and you're looking at your mighty Bitcoin, and you're seeing it do this. So let's break this thing out over, let's do 15 minutes. So when you're seeing this, when you get the whiff, you know something's coming up. Early April, mid-April, or even there. But when you get a whiff of something's coming up, like India passes a bad law saying we're going to take 30% of this, or Russia invades Ukraine, or something like that happens, you can have a pretty good idea that Bitcoin reacts negatively to all of this news, and it will absolutely crater. So right about here is where we actually got it and knew that this news was coming. Here and here, we knew it was coming, and then we knew it was there. I was out before that because there's no risk for me to get out before that. So I come straight over there to Apollo and I clear out all of my vaults, all of them. I stick all of these things right here in my TerraStation wallet. That's all my UST. I pull it all. I pay a small swap fee for it. But for me to pay 0.3% of the transaction as a swap fee, where the token itself craters 15 to 20%. I think I got the better end of this deal. Belle, is my math correct here? Because I'm pretty sure it is. So it's not just enough of getting out. All right, it isn't. Because right now I have idle money. I don't know how long this volatility is going to last. I have no idea. So I come straight, take all that money, and I come straight over to here. Now, this is called, if I can find it, wait a minute, White Whale Protocol. This is Anchor. All right, this is Anchor. So with that same wallet, you can see that I got a balance right here of $56. I come over here and I deposit it. I'll put in the max. You never put max. I always save a couple bucks for gas, but let's just say $50. I come over here. You can see what that transaction is going to cost me, 8 cents. And I deposit the UST. I come over here and I confirm the transaction. Now, what I'm doing right now with this UST is I'm collecting 19.5% on it, on UST. This is a token that does not increase or decrease in value with the exception of thousandths of a cent arbitrage opportunity crap. All right, you can see that my balance just went up by $50. This money is hidden. It's buried. It's safe. All right, the UST is worth $1 now. It'll be worth $1 in 6 months. It'll be worth $1 6 years from now. It's worth $1. This is my percentage that I'm collecting on it, 19.49 plus 0.1. That is 19.59%. That is auto compounded. You don't have to do anything. Come back and check this number tomorrow, and there's more money there. You check it the day after, and there'll be more money then. So as I've pulled out my 10s and 20s and 30s of thousands of dollars and buried them here, why I'm doing that, I'm collecting 19.59% while I wait. But let's make it even worse, because this is why I can't do a video on this. When I do that, I am rooting. I'm going to go to full screen. I want to make sure you guys see me. When I'm doing this, I am rooting against everyone, because the lower the market goes, the more it crashes, the better it is for me. The absolute better it is for me, because this money is no longer lateral, meaning that all my Osmo dropped 20%, so it's the same buying power. This money is static. It's fixed. Its value is maintained to the dollar and not the token. I hope that makes sense. But this money right now is pegged directly to the dollar. So if everything else out here dropped 20% of total value, and I'm buying it back with dollars that have not decreased, in fact, have increased in value, I'm going to get 20% over the top of it when I buy back in. This is the don't come strategy. If anybody's ever played craps, There's one little box on that crap table that says don't come. The guy who puts money in there is betting against everybody on that table that this guy is going to crap out before he's going to hit his number, before he's going to hit his point. You are betting against everybody. You are that jagoff. When the whole table moans, you're the guy going, yay, because you won $5. You jagoff. There is thousands of dollars that got hemorrhaged off that table, but you won your $5 don't come bet. All right? This is don't come in crypto form. So I do not advocate anybody else do this because you are rooting against the crypto market. You want it to go lower and lower and lower because you are going to buy back. Your investments haven't changed. Just the value of them has changed. The value, the value as compared to the U.S. dollar. That's the only thing that's changed. You have more of it now. And you didn't shed off 20% of your value watching it happen. You got in front of it, made something happen, and now you can buy it back and have 20% more than when you started. This is the don't come strategy, and it plays perfectly. Let me illustrate again. I'm going to withdraw that same $50. Let's take out $50. We're going to withdraw it. And we're going to put it into our, it cost me 24 cents to make this transaction. We're taking out 24 cents to get the $50 out. We're taking it out right now. So as soon as this thing spins, you know what? It's only, the protocol's only so fast. So give me a break. This is why we don't do these live, but I insisted on doing this one live because I don't want any mistake. I have $130 left back in there, and you guys know I got $50 on my up on my wallet. How do I know? Because as soon as I refresh this, it's going to refresh the balance of the wallet. Wait for it. And when it does, this is money that I did not hemorrhage during this big loss. I didn't lose this. So I can come right back over here to this pool, this Orion pool, and I can put the $50 right back in there. All right, just like that. I'm going to do 25 because I'm going to show you guys something else with the rest of it. That's collecting 162.98%, 162.98 APY. So we're going to confirm the transaction. I'm going to pay, and the cost of this transaction is 67 cents. So it's going to cost me 67 cents to post the transaction. It's going to come through, and you're going to see $25 back in there. That went from white whale back over to here. The grand total of that was less than $1. For those two things right there, it cost me less than $1 to do it. I saved an umpteen amount of the value, and it cost me effectively nothing to do it. So I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you that I am doing it, just so you know. Now, one more thing I want to cover here before I go on. Should I even talk about this, Belle? Because there's no way that these are positive comments. There's no way anybody's saying you should definitely do that.
Go ahead and throw it out there. We've got a lot of people from our Discord on, and a lot of members. So yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right, one more thing over here, and then we'll get back to the other thing. This is something else that's happening over here that I absolutely adore. I did a video on this, and it did not get a good response, but I think it's absolutely fabulous here. So this is a game called Deviant's Factions, and the audio was real bad on the video, so I'm going to blame myself on this one. But this is your opportunity to be a VC without having to hemorrhage in millions and millions of dollars to do it. So all of the rules, everything that you need to know about this is sitting right here, meaning all of the tokens that you're getting right here, the vesting schedule, linear vesting, everything is going to show up right here, how much you're farming them for, all that other good stuff. So the way that you farm this is jumping in these LPs. So there's several of them up here. Any of these LPs right here will get you farming on Deviant's Factions. Deviant's Factions. So this is what you pick up on this. So you're collecting two different things. You are collecting the cash value. That's 80.49%, 39.46%. But they're peeling a percentage of that off. That's what's going to fund the game and help them grow, and this is your investment. And they're paying you that in dev. So this is yours forever. You can pull out of this LP right now, just like anything else on Apollo. You're not locked in. You pull out, you're good to go. But the dev is always going to be yours. So when the token releases, shows up in your wallet, this is your money. Boom, go with God. Have fun. Now, if you get a lot of it, again, there is a linear vesting schedule, and you can read all about it right here. But this is just a neat idea. It's this hard to get into it. Mine UST. My wallet's already connected. You see it right there. I'm going to up it by $5. I'm going to confirm it. Don't do $5 at a time, guys. Dig deep, because it cost me 74 cents in a transaction fee to make this. But it's in there forever, and I want to do it for the video. God, you know what, Belle? We pay more making these videos than we earn on them. But, you know, it's fun there. All right, so when it pops up, we'll refresh it one more time so you guys can see it, that I had $120. Now I'll have $125. That's it. Once you're in that pool, you're in that pool. You are farming dev. I think it's a neat idea. It's basically crowdfunding for product development. I think it's neat. I think it's a good idea. You're going to see more of this. I believe you will absolutely see more of this, because right now they're proving that it works. So there we go. Show the USD value. Oh, look, there's your $5. That's how hard it is to get into it. And you can withdraw it at the exact same rate. Withdraw it. How much? UST. How much do you want of it? And boom, you're withdrawn. I'm not getting out of that because I think it's a neat idea. I want to stay here. Okay, what was that question, Bell? There's one more thing I wanted to. Oh, yeah. Here you go. Hang on. We were playing around in this, and two things I was digging around on. I'm going to show you guys Aperture Finance. Now, this is another Terra thing. All right, this is you got to be careful over here. This is Terra. Now, if you guys see some of the names that are on these pools, I'm sure you recognize some of the icons, right? You know, like Apple, AMD, Amazon. I don't know what this one is. Somebody knows. You guys know. These are all big blue chip securities. These are absolutely 100% securities. So their value is pegged to, and they use an Oracle system to actually keep these tokens lined up. So as Amazon goes up and down, the value of this token will go up and down. And I had John on one side pulling up the NASDAQ chart, 30-day chart, and I was pulling it up on CoinGecko, and they were correlated, dead on correlated. So for those of you who would like to get into some good blue chip stocks, but you don't want a KYC. Now, why is this cool? Because you don't need a bank account to do this. You don't need a social security number to do this. You don't need anything to do this. All you need is a TerraStation wallet, which doesn't ask for an email address. So as far as investing for the unbanked, that seems to be the big thing. Here it is. And you're not just investing, you are investing in blue chip stocks. Look at all the things that are on here. I see Facebook. I see Google. There's Robinhood for those of you who really want to venture out. Here, this is Coca-Cola. You want to invest in Coca-Cola? You can do it right here. There's Microsoft. There's Netflix. There's Nike. I see NVIDIA. I see PayPal. You want to buy PayPal crypto? Here it is. And it goes up and down on these. All right, guys. These are big. Twitter. There's Tesla. These are big blue chip stocks that they have effectively tokenized. So the tokens themselves are actually called M. It would be like M-Terra or whatever. Here we go. Look, M-Tesla, MTSLA. And you can find them up there in CoinGecko, and you can see their tracks. They are mirrored to their blue chip counterparts. Now, here's the kicker with this one. If you, like anything else, if you want to get into big stocks, you want to buy some Disney. Here's Disney. You come over here and you hit that little invest button. Oh, it ain't going to let you do it on this one. I'm sorry, this one's not open right now. Let's find something that's actually open or that I can click on. Let's do Bitcoin. Mirrored Bitcoin, if you want to play around with mirrored Bitcoin. So you come over here, you click the invest button, and you tell it how much. And you are going to be off and running. But here's the kicker with this particular one. You see that right there, that minimum $2,000 required to even start getting into this? That's kind of the hang up with this particular exchange. But, because I'm having so much fun tonight, I know we're lost people. You guys ain't caring. But here's what Apollo's doing. Now they're starting to LP some of these blue chipper stocks. So they're starting to LP some of these. So I was over here earlier buying up some of these things at $2 or $3. All right, look, let's buy some. What do you guys want to get? Let's buy some Microsoft stock. So we're going to deposit. What do you think, Belle? $5? That's what it's worth to us?
Yeah, let's go $5.
So we're going to buy. Now, this is going to split it. Half of this is going to be UST. The other half is going to be mirrored Microsoft for $5. You can see my total gas fee is going to be 31 cents to make this transaction. So we're going to go ahead and confirm it. We're going to close the XD file. We're going to confirm it. Oh, look, yep, 31 cents. And as soon as that comes through, I now have mirrored Microsoft stock paired with a UST, which I absolutely love. And there we go, guys. We're the proud owners of mirrored Microsoft. You recognize that symbol, right? It's on most of your computers. So just like that, we came in and Apollo let me do it for $5. For me to do it over on my other decks, it's $2,000 minimum. Hey there, $2, $5, 10. I bought $10 worth of Facebook, by the way. $2, $5, $10 worth of Apple. You are buying blue chip stocks here. All right. I think this is hysterical. Surely somebody has some questions, comments, or concerns about this. I think it's a riot. Belle, take it away, please.
I think it's hilarious that you bought Facebook and you don't use social media.
No, I don't like social media.
All
No.
right. We do have a few more questions. Leanson, throwing one out at me. Belle, right now, what pools are you in? Okay, well, I am in 560. I'm in 561. And yeah, my biggest one, my baby as well, is 629 on osmosis. I'm not going to get into the ones I'm on sifting.
Daddy agrees. I think those are great pools. Belle, please carry on.
All right, dude. I know you can immediately withdraw balance from White Whale, but can you do the same with Anchor?
I don't know. I mean, it's a White Whale is built on the Anchor protocol, so I'm going to say yes. Belle, please carry on.
Microman, couldn't this also be just a sensible part of a diversified investment strategy? Isn't it a great way to save profits to pay taxes?
Yes.
And
yes
that was
on
the
all of
last
those
question.
things. Now, as far as a sensible investment strategy, I think it's a superior investment strategy. I think if your money matters to you, and it matters to you as much as my money matters to me, it is worth your time to figure out how to do this stuff and to have the courage to do this stuff when the time is right. It is very easy to hold, guys. It is very easy to hold and wave bye-bye to all of your profits because you know that the market will bounce back, because the market always bounces back. Everybody knows that the market will bounce back. As soon as you hear the term everybody knows, that is propaganda. I like to put it out because I like to remind people that something exists, and it's called the rule of unanimity. And as soon as everybody knows something, that is the rule of unanimity. All right? So I think that this is a much superior investment strategy. And I understand the tax implications of buying and selling, and each one of those is a taxable event, and I get it. I absolutely get it. I will tell you to pay your taxes 100% because I am live on a YouTube channel. If you want to know what I do, you guys have my email. Now, I'm not going to tell you over email, but maybe we can arrange a meeting and I'll tell you what I do. It's irrelevant here to this video. I'm a big fan of KYC. I'm a huge fan of Know Your Client because Terra doesn't know who the hell I am. They don't care who the hell I am. The DeFi doesn't know who I am, and they don't care who I am. So what I do and what I will always defer to whatever Emery says, and that is paid to the point of night sweats. So yes, I am more than happy to continue doing what I'm doing and dealing with the tax implications as opposed to watching 20 to 25% of my value get shed every time somebody passes a law in India. All right? I don't do it. I won't live with it. I'm not advocating you to. I'm telling you that I do. So I consider it just a bonus of being diversified over into the Terra network. That's it. So I will put that there. Belle, was that it? Are we out of questions? Because we're just about out of time.
Leanson is asking to confirm your email address, but
other
than that was all the questions.
Scott at ThePodocasts.com, Bella at ThePodocasts.com, and I haven't put it on there yet, but Emery at ThePodocasts.com. We all have the same email. All right, guys. Well, I think that end part, we're just going to call that my end monologue. I hope you guys had fun tonight, man. I had love. I don't know if you can see the passion, but I love talking about this, man. I love getting away from where people are and going where people aren't. I would like to go where smart money lives. This is where smart money lives. I'm a big fan of Apollo. I am a big fan of Terra, and I will continue to inch my way out there just because it makes sense to diversify. All right, if you can't protect all of your money, protect the money that you can protect. I just showed you how. This is what I do. Again, not advocating, but I'm just saying this is what I do. It is smart. I like it. I am happy with it. I'm very content. So if there are no other questions, Belle, talk us up, talk us out.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who joined us on tonight's live stream, we do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Just an update regarding these SIF chain folks. They have had to reschedule to the week of May 14th. So they are still coming on. It's just going to be a little later than we originally planned due to other obligations.
Tell them why. Tell them why. So, yeah, we did. Casey said he wants to push it off till after the new rewards program goes in because, this is his words, the price will be more reflective of the success of the new rewards program. So, you know what? Let's hope for the best on that one. I'm sorry, Mel. Carry on.
All right. Again, if you are one of our OG members and you want more details, definitely shoot me an email and I will get those to you. We are going to be back on Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same time as usual, Lean Sun. Just a reminder. And we're going to be back on Saturday, also at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yes. If you guys have comments, questions, concerns, definitely don't hesitate to drop Scott, Emery, or I an email. Scott just gave you our email addresses. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we do appreciate each and every one of you, and we will see you next time.
We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all of our most current content.